So long again for you.
Oh, to get in?
No, for you.
Oh, is it really?
Mighty Mouse retired. And again, I just caught clips of this. But Mighty Mouse, one of the absolutely best fighters to ever live. Most people put him as the GOAT, which is a little tricky because he was the champion of the 125 division in UFC when it was by far the weakest division. He cleaned it out. He dominated. Went to ONE FC. He lost there.
Almost walked into a high knee there, did TJ. He got caught by Moraes. Top position now for the champion. Throws a knee on the jaw. TJ's hurt. It's good night, Irene.
And then came back strong.
Oh, big right, TJ. He's stunning. Big knee. That's it.
He hit you with a knee, right?
Yep.
You wanted to get him back the same way.
I was ready to fight him again, and my mindset was just in a whole different level, that when I moved and I hit him with that right hand, and he was backwards, I was like, oh, I know what this is. And I threw him. Like, if you go back and watch it, if you watch it when it's slow motion, you see my face like, oh yeah, here it comes. And I just threw everything I had in that knee. And then just the walk off was just like,
oh, yeah.
I just knew it was game over.
And now he's doing jiu-jitsu tournaments. He just recently did very well at black belt in the Masters Worlds. And even then, people try to talk some smack. My Google suggested articles are all anti. Just Mighty Mouse failed to win. Like, he lost. He lost a jiu-jitsu match at black belt, his first black belt tournament. He went back to ONE FC, retired from MMA, and now what's Dana White saying?
Well, Dana White says that he will honor Demetrious Johnson by putting him into the UFC Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Good for him. You know, incredible career he had, and I've never had a problem with Demetrious Johnson.
Yeah, he might grapple and that sort of stuff, but no more MMA. Do we see him in the UFC Hall of Fame at some point?
Absolutely.
As is deserved, because he's always in the greatest of all time competition.
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah, I think he's right there. So during the ceremony, when Demetrious comes in, he lays his belt down, he comes on the mic.
First, I want to say thank you to, give me this mic, God damn it.
Gets a little bit choked up. He says he wants to thank his wife.
Thank you to my wife.
And he thanked his father-in-law.
Thank you to my children, my mother-in-law, father-in-law. Get your shit together, dog.
I looked it up. Well, something's up. Why is he not thanking his real parents? But I think he said he grew up with his stepdad, abusive stepdad. And in the end, he did thank his father, who he said has been in his life for the past 8 years. I guess they've reconnected.
Thank you to my dad. He's been in my life for the last 8 years. It's been absolutely amazing. To my children, I love you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys do whatever you want in life, as long as you guys are good people. My wife, I love you.
Glad he's doing well and glad he's got out in time. There's something else I saw. The Cleveland Clinic, one of the top clinics in the US, they've been studying his brain throughout his career. I think he's been part of something like a 12-year study. And they said that throughout his career, his brain has actually improved. It says his speaking has gotten better, his reading has gotten better throughout his career.
After my last fight, Adriano, I've been part of a brain study for fighters. And I've been part of it since 2012, where the Cleveland Clinic, they want to get athletes in who do combat sports, and they want to see the lifespan of a brain, to see how it deteriorates or how it evolves over the course of the years of the athlete. They make you read, and they make you do a whole bunch of like memorization tests. But after doing the whole testing from 2012 to 2023, and he looks at my brain scan, he goes, Demetrious, your brain has not aged one bit out of your whole entire career. And you've obviously gotten smarter. You read more you enunciate your words better than you did in 2012. And he goes, your brain hasn't changed one bit. Like,
oh, good for you, man.
You're lucky. Grant, I've never been knocked out of my career. So right there when he said that, and I was like, okay, Thank you, Doc. I appreciate that. So now
I don't need to spar.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not worth it. That's
It's
the way I
not worth
think,
it, right? At 37, it's like, why put myself in that?
That means you should go get hit in the head.
Probably not. I don't think that's the lesson. I think that just points to like his incredible technique and ability to not take on unnecessary damage. And his brain is better than when they started the study. Then that means he's doing a lot of things right, probably in the gym. I think that's where a lot of C.T.E gets formed. Is like 2 hard sparring sessions.
Yeah, it's not even, and it's not even necessarily. I mean, knockouts are a part of it, concussions are a part of it, but it's just consistent blows to the head. Okay. Like when I was first learning about C.T.E, they were saying soccer players get it from hitting the ball, which seems very like nothing drastic, pretty innocuous. Is just
they don't get knocked out.
They don't get knocked out.
Yeah.
Water skiers get it just from bouncing on the water. So your brain is pretty trash for taking hits. It's a horrible design.
It's not designed for it.
It's a horrible. We're not like mountain goats where we can just ram our heads. It should be like that. If you want to build a fighter from the womb, China needs to get on this. Is just build the brain and encase it in bone and forget all this water and sloshing around inside.
That's a good idea.
If we got a new brain design, I think that's the way to go. To create the ultimate fighter that doesn't need to worry about taking hits. But good for Demetrious, getting out in time.
Yeah.
His brain is intact.
Yeah.
He's like a media darling. He sometimes does commentary on one. So yeah, this is exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Is he going to come back out of retirement? Who knows?
Probably.
Yeah, 100%.
We've seen this a lot. A fighter retires at a good time, and then 2-3 years later, they're back in.
If they're a young fighter, they're always coming back. Even the old fighters, they're going to come back to like celebrity boxing or something. Especially for the high-profile fighters. I think it's just very hard to retire from being super famous in something.
And there's nothing else like it.
And the level of competition and the glory of winning an MMA match. I can't even, like, a jiu-jitsu match is not going to come anywhere near a knockout where you're jumping on the cage and screaming into the crowd. And
Millions
the crowd,
of dollars.
Yeah, and the crowd is there for you.
Yeah.
The crowd is there pumping you up too. So there's the glory is unimaginable. I could see why like high-profile athletes want to get back in.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and he says he just wants to do jiu-jitsu tournaments and play video games and be with his family. I hope that's true. I hope that's exactly what he wants and that's what he does.
I would imagine he's making decent money on Twitch.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he made lots of money in ONE FC. Says he made not that much money in the UFC.
Yeah.
Whatever, relatively.
Yeah. I think ONE FC is, I mean, for a guy like Demetrious, who is, he is coming in as a celebrity.
Yeah.
So they would have given him a golden boy package, which an upcoming guy is not going to get.
No.
I'm glad to see it. It's great. Good luck in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And that's all I can think of for
you ever want a match, man? Tap Out Island coming up in Taipei.
Marshall is willing.
Mighty Mouse.
Marshall is willing to cut down to 125.
It's not true. We could have a match at 150.
Wait.
Sachadang.
Chatri
Sityodtong.
Chatri Sityodtong. Also now a new black belt.
Yeah.
So a lifelong martial artist. He has just gotten his black belt, which is congratulations to him.
Yeah, and the way they did it was cool. I wasn't watching the event, but what it looks like was Chatri's out there with a microphone. He's on camera, promoting something, talking about the event. And Master Renzo Gracie surprises him on air with a black belt. One of the highest honors anyone can get is a black belt from Renzo Gracie. That's like undisputed. That's one of the highest, purest forms. That's a great lineage. And Chatri, like everyone at ONE FC, just crying, totally overwhelmed. People try to make fun of him for it. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think that's a great situation to be overwhelmed by emotion.
I think it's good to be. I think it's good to make fun of him, but I don't see a problem with it. I think a time like that is fine to cry, but
yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah, it's also kind of it's just having fun, just laughing at men crying. Still got shirts. We still got shorts. Hit us up.
TaipeBJJ.com/shop.
Cool.